I'm a health visitor in England. This isn't my usual content, but over on Instagram, I share some of my recipes and a few people have asked me to show how I make my granola. Now this granola is amazing. Don't want to blow my own trumpet, but anyone that tries it, they often ask for the recipe or they often ask when I'm making it, could you double the batch? So let's get into it. Come over here with me. So these are the ingredients that you're going to need. So we're going to need 600 grams of oats. We're going to need 120 grams of cashew nuts. You can actually use any nuts that you like. My favourite nuts to use are cashew, hazelnut and pecan, but my children don't like pecan nuts when they're cooked up. They go a little bit bitter, so I'm using flaked almonds today. So we've got 120 grams of cashews, 120 grams of already chopped hazelnuts. Lazy of me, I just hate bashing them. And then I've got as many flaked almonds as I can find, but again, typically I'd rather have 120 grams. We're then gonna have 50 mils of maple syrup, 100 grams of coconut sugar, and a whole one of these coconut oils, which is 300 mils, which I'm gonna turn the oven on to preheat, and I'm gonna chuck that in to start melting down now. So I typically put the oven to around 180. So this is going in, my oven's disgusting, so no judgment. And that's going to start cooling down, warming up, heating up. Then afterwards, once it's completely cooked, I add chopped dates. You cannot taste the dates, honestly guys. They add this tasty chew and some dark chocolate. So this is accidentally vegan. You can add any other chocolate you want, but the dark chocolate works really well. And then I also add salt and cinnamon. So let's get into it. So this bit is my least favorite bit, but it's worth it. It's so delicious. So I'm gonna bash these up now. I just use a rolling pin. If you can find alternative methods you prefer, you go for it. I bash these up. I've been making this granola now for years. My dad's come to help me film it and he's had the idea of a pestle and mortar.
Give you 30 seconds and it'll all be done. No. Right.
How have I never thought of that? What are dads for, eh?
My work here is done.
Okay, so that's the cashews done. The hazelnuts, like I said, you can see why I cheat and tend to buy them like that already. And then let's go. This is actually double the batch, guys. You don't have to do this amount. You can do half if you like, but trust me, it won't stay around long. Then I go for 600 grams of oats. You can use any oats. These are just the essential ones. Oats are nice and cheap. So I'm going to give that a little mix together, the oats and the nuts, and you can see why I like to do it in here, just because it's easier. Now this is a big batch, like I said. You can go half, but it stores, I'm not a chef, but I store mine for a couple of weeks. That tends to be as long as it lasts for. So now we're going to add 50 grams of coconut sugar. Nope. Yes, 50 grams. 100 grams. 100 grams. I'll write the entire recipe down, but it's 100 grams of coconut sugar. One of these bags do last a good amount, a good few batches. Then, guys, you can decide how much salt. I measure with the heart. I like it quite salty. If you're giving this to children, you don't even need to add salt. But this is if you want this as just for you. And then some cinnamon. Give it a mix. So that's all the dry ingredients now. It's so easy to make once you've bashed it all up. It's the bashing that takes the time, but maybe now it won't take me much time with my pestle and mortar. And then this is the 50 ml of maple syrup. that's 15, 30, 45, and 5. And I'm just going to get my coconut oil out of the oven. So you can heat the coconut oil up in the microwave if you like, but I just, because the oven's on heating up for the granola, I just like to do 2 birds, 1 stone. And then we just literally pour it on. Obviously this is hot. So pour that on, give it a mix. Again, you could use different oils if you like. I've never used different oils. I just use coconut oil. And if you go into places like B&M, they do tend to have cheap coconut oil. So you want to get it all relatively covered so it all looks a bit wet. It's been covered by the coconut oil. And then this is going to go in the oven. We're going to set a 30-minute timer. I'll show you when I get it out of 30 minutes, but it's likely going to need another zhuzh and then to go back in. Off. So let's put it in. What's it taste like?
Very
yeah,
nice.
It is delicious. And that's not even cooking or adding the other bits yet.
Could you do a double batch?
Yeah. Right, let's chuck it in. Oh, that's not hot. See you in 30. Okay guys, we're ready. The timer's gone off. Let's have a look. Yeah, so that's looking much browner, crispier, and delicious. So we're going to take this over to a station which I've prepared earlier. So we've got chopped medjool dates. You don't have to use much if you don't want to, but honestly they add the tastiest chewy texture. And then I just use these cheapy Tesco's dark chocolate chips. These are accidentally vegan. You can use any chocolate you want. You don't have to use dark. If you want to use dark, you can. These bags are 100 grams each. I'm going to use 2.5, so I'm going to use 250 grams. Again, you don't have to use that much if you don't want to. This recipe is honestly just about adding what you want. You can add more seeds to this. So I'm just going to... Oops. I just like mine super chocolatey for obvious reasons. And then my dates, add those in. And if you want, you can add this back into the oven. I actually leave it like that. I don't stir it yet because I quite like there being chunks of chocolate. So I let it melt and then I mix. So I'm not going to put that in the oven. I'm going to leave that out and I will show it to you in a minute when all the chocolate's melted. Okay guys, so you can see the chocolate has melted. You can either let it recool like that and then break it all up, or you can just give it a quick mix. Bloody induction hob. Yeah, mix it all together, and then I'm going to just let that cool down. And what you'll see here is that it hardened, that coconut sugar is caramelised underneath. Those chunks are delicious. Give it a quick mix. I'm going to let it cool down, and then I will put it in a container. And yeah, for me, this lasts 2 to 3 weeks. So there you go. Oh, so the ingredients are oats, coconut sugar, maple syrup, dates, chocolate, salt, coconut oil, and cinnamon, ground cinnamon, and nuts. I'll write them all down below.